Aloha! In this video, I am going to share lessons that I learned from falling on my face. This is a little bit of a throwback to something that happened to me 2 years ago, but I actually did a video at the time on it, and the lessons are good, and I wanted to share them with you today. I'm Julen, a Feng Shui expert and psychic, and founder of the Love Your Life program, which helps you stop spinning your wheels and second guessing your decisions and start taking action with confidence and clarity to live a life that you truly love. So let's jump into the video lessons of me falling on my face. Here's that throwback. Aloha! Yes, it's a little bit weird that I have sunglasses on for a video. This might be the norm for a little while. I wanted to share with you today something that happened yesterday and some awarenesses that I've had around this particular incident. So to start with, I want to say that Spirit will get your attention in any way possible. And if you don't get the messages, if you don't get the nudges or the urgings in everyday sort of ways when they're sending you messages via other people, via signs like animals, different things like that. And so they do resort to the physical when we don't get the message in another way. And so this is something that happened to me yesterday. And I do definitely understand there are sort of different things operating here. But whenever something happens with our physical bodies, it is a communication for us. So what happened yesterday, and I will take my glasses off and show you towards the end of the video. I will do that. I will show you and be vulnerable in that way. But for now, I'm going to leave the sunglasses on because I think it would be very distracting for you to be seeing the results of what occurred yesterday while I'm sharing. So yesterday it was a beautiful, gorgeous day. We went to 13 Crossings, which is somewhere that I've hiked before. It's been a long time though, like almost a year since I've been there and been hiking. The last time I was there was a lot more water. There had been a lot more rain, and we actually had to wade through. So 13 crossings is you literally are crossing the river 13 times. We counted anywhere from 17 to 19 actually, and that's one direction, and then you cross all of them on the way back as well. And so when we were there last year, it was very full, and we had to literally get our feet in the water and wade through even up to our thighs at certain points through the river to get to the other side. And yesterday was very much a lot drier, and I don't even think we got our feet wet until maybe crossing 11 or 12. So it was totally different, and it seemed like a much quicker, easier hike because we didn't have this sort of difficulty crossing the river. So we went. It's a gorgeous day. We got to the waterfall that's at the very end. It's about a 2-mile hike in, and again another 2 miles out. And we sat and had lunch. It was gorgeous, and we were hiking out. And what happened? So Eric was in front of me. We kind of would take turns. Sometimes I'd go in front of him, sometimes vice versa. And if it was a difficult crossing, obviously he's helping me with that. But we were just coming up to a crossing, and there was a slight decline, downward slope, and I was looking at this nice, beautiful, big flat rock that he was standing on just before he was getting ready to cross. and there were a lot of little rocks where I was kind of coming down this downward slope. And long story short, I fell on my face, and pretty much my face took the brunt of it. My feet slipped on rocks, I'm assuming, and went down on my left knee, which actually, surprisingly, it hurts a little bit, but not too bad, and it's not swollen really. And went down on my left knee, hit my forearm, which I have just a little bit of a bruise there, and then basically the brunt of it hit my face, a rock. I'm very, very lucky it did not hit my eye. Basically just hit my cheek, and but hurt like heck, right? And so right in that moment, like right after I fell, Eric, obviously, he couldn't catch me. It was like watching me in slow motion, right? He turned just as I was falling, and he couldn't get there to catch me. But he was right there and after, and, you know, wanted to help me up. And I said, no, let me just sit here. I'm going to tap, because it hurts so bad. My head, my face hurt really badly. I was starting to get a headache already. My knee really, really hurt. And so I just started doing tapping. So if you're familiar with EFT, it's an amazing, amazing tool. And I just kept tapping until the pain subsided. And it did, like pretty dang quickly. The pain was at a level that I could easily bear it and get up and walk the rest of the way out. So we had, I would say maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile or something that we had left to hike out when this occurred. And so, yeah, so that was the incident. So I literally fell on my face, which, you know, when you look at in Feng Shui, we look at a lot of times the correlation, sort of the metaphor between things. So there is this sort of fear that I've had about falling on my face, right? And falling on my face in my business, not being able to create a successful business, falling on my face in offerings that I'm doing, different things like that. So there's a lot of correlations with that falling on my face. But here's what I learned from that, is that I can fall on my face and I'm still okay. Like, I can still be okay. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. Yeah, I've been icing my eye like every couple hours, something like that, but I'm feeling pretty good, and I did not die, right? I fell directly on my face and I lived, and it's okay. Like, I'm gonna be okay, right? So we can fall. It's okay to fail, and that's actually a beautiful way for us to learn, right? That we can just get out there and do it. So because I fell doesn't mean I'm gonna stop hiking, right? I love hiking. I love, you know, and that hike in particular, I love it. And so that's not gonna prevent me from doing it. So it's like I have to think about that in terms of my business. And you know, maybe I've offered programs in the past that haven't been successful or whatever, but what I'm looking at offering, which I'll be doing soon, is an online Feng Shui course, and some other group type things as well. But the, you know, sort of the message, clear message from my guides is just go, you know, right? Just bring this forward, just do this. And then there are left knees. So there's some things with left knee. When you look at Louise Hay's stuff, a left knee is like ego and pride, right? And so in a moment, I'm going to really be letting go of that ego and pride to show you kind of what happened here. But so there's that. And then, you know, face is about the face that you present to the world. And I want to be authentic. I want to be sharing what's really coming up for me. So it took me all day. So now it's like 4:45 my time. It took me all day to like sort of get up the courage, I guess, if you will, to do this video for you guys. But so here you go. I'm going to take my glasses off, and you can see how awful it is. It actually sort of looks like it's painted on. It's really super purple, and then of course red in there, and it doesn't hurt too bad actually. And honestly, I'm surprised, like my knee really isn't swollen at all. It doesn't hurt too bad. And this doesn't hurt too badly. It just, it looks horrible, and it is still swelling up a little bit here and there. So you can fall on your face and you can still live. So the lesson here is to do it. Just go ahead and do it. And I think it's hilarious that my bruise looks like the little Nike logo, which is just do it, right? So I have the just do it logo on my face to remind me to just do it. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Have an amazing day. Much love and aloha. The lessons from this video, just to recap, are number one, don't be afraid to fall on your face, right? You can fall on your face and still live, right? You can still do it. So don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to take a leap, right? And falling on your face is synonymous with failing, right? So don't be afraid to fail. There's a phrase that people often use that is failing forward, right? So every failure leads you further on the path. So don't be afraid to fail. Another lesson, be authentic and share what's real, okay? Because that's how you create connection with other human beings. And that's what being on Earth is all about, creating that connection, right? The third lesson, just do it, right? What are you waiting for? Just do it. So if there's something that you've been contemplating, something that you've been thinking about, just go ahead and do it, right? Take that action. As evidenced by the Nike logo on my face, that's a great reminder to just do it. And I want to just sort of pose a question to you guys, right? So what is it that you are afraid of doing right now in your lives? Are you afraid of making change? Are you afraid of shifting things? Or maybe you're afraid of staying stuck right where you're at. Maybe you're afraid of not living up to your potential, or not living the life of your dreams, right? Those are all real and valid things. So I'd love for you to put a comment below as to, what it is that you're afraid to do. And if you can make a commitment to do that, just feel into that. Does that feel right? And if committing to something is a challenge for you, I'd love to chat with you, right? Because I can help you look at where you are now, what it is that you want, and also what is keeping you stuck in that place. And then we can talk about whether the Love Your Life program is a good fit for you, and if that might be something that would help you fail forward without falling on your face, because you'll have all of the tools to do that. So if you're interested in chatting with me, go ahead and book a session below, and we will see you on the next video. Much love and aloha.